We are often asked how to determine quantities for safety stock, reorder point or reorder quantity that you define on the item card, and I'll just give you some small advice on that one, or at least what I used to tell my clients. So on the planning tab on the item card, we have the field safety stock quantity here, and if you plan with fixed reorder quantity or maximum quantity, you also need to enter the reorder point and the reorder quantity. Basically, you just have to understand the item like if it was an item in your kitchen, or ask your purchasers what they actually do. So when I want to handle this item, how do I actually want it to react in the real life? So the safety stock quantity will be interpreted by the system as a zero quantity. So this is the zero level, meaning I always want to have 5 on my inventory. So when it's planning, it will assume we should always have at least 5. So we have a safety breach because of some upcoming demands that we haven't seen. It will plan backwards and make the planning lines more urgent. So this is like a secure inventory for us. And you just have to ask yourself, how much would we like always to have on inventory for this specific item? And it relates, of course, to the service level you would like to have and to the inventory binding, meaning how expensive is the item. So the safety stock quantity normally relates to the service level. The higher safety stock quantity, the more you're able to provide the items for your customers. So you need to fill in the reorder point and the reorder quantity as well. And the normal way to do this will be to think of the reorder quantity. So how many would I normally buy in one go from the specific vendor, or how many would I produce if it's a manufactured item? Or if it's flour for my kitchen, how many kilo do I use to buy at a time? And that's often more easy to answer than the reorder point, because if this is flour in my kitchen, I will enter 2 kilo flour, and then afterwards I will ask myself, how long does this 2 kilo actually last, or how long would I expect it to last? And that also determine my reorder point, meaning how long does it take to replenish the flour? It's like 1 or 2 days. And how long does it take for me to use the flour? And that's the way I calculate the reorder point. So think about the item on the shelf, and the demand will take away the items from the shelf, and when it reaches a certain point, we need to order the item, either produce it or purchase it depending on the replenishment system. So it's the lead time that determines the reorder point, and the reorder quantity determines how often you want to replenish it and in how big quantities. And of course, the higher quantities, the more you get on inventory, but the fewer orders you have to do. So there's lots of theory on how to calculate the reorder point, and you can do this with the double ABC analysis or multiple ABC analysis, Wilson's formula, etc. And we'll do videos on those as well if you want to really dig into how it's done. But our normal good advice would be to ask yourself, what would I normally do with this item? Starting with the safety stock, then the reorder quantity, and then in the end the reorder point.